This class, we will study the property of the material. Object may float or sink in the water. And the last lecture, we studied about the property of material, property of the material. And first was hardness, and second was soft or hard, and third property was soluble or insoluble, and appearance. These are all properties of material. Today we'll study about object may float or sink in the water. While doing activity 4, you might have noticed that insoluble solid separated out from water. As we know, what do you mean by soluble substance? And what do you mean by insoluble substance? The substance which completely dissolve in water are called soluble substance, and the substance which does not dissolve in water are called insoluble substance. And what are the example of soluble and insoluble substance? Salt and sugar completely dissolve in the water, so it is called soluble substance. And for example, sawdust, it does not dissolve in the water, means it is insoluble substance. You may have been noticed this with some liquids in activity 5. Some of these materials that do not mix with the water. As we discussed in the last class, miscible liquids and immiscible liquids. The liquid which mix with the other liquid are called miscible liquids, and the liquid which does not mix with the liquid are called immiscible liquid. Suppose uh, a kerosene oil does not dissolve in the water, so it is immiscible liquid. So while doing activity 4, you might have noticed that the insoluble solids separated out from water. As we do in activity 4, so insoluble solids are separated from the water. When we add insoluble substance into the water, then it will not dissolve in the water. Then this is separated out from the water. You may have also noticed that with some liquids in activity 5 and some did not mix with the water and floated on the surface of water. As we do in the case of oil, oil does not mix in the water. Oil does not mix with the water, and it will form a separate layer on the top of on the top of water, and it will not sink in the water. It will float on the water. So it will some liquid cannot dissolve into the water, such as oil. It will float to the surface of water. Others may have sunk to the bottom of the tumbler, right? We notice many examples of objects that float in water or sink. So when we add some object into the water, some objects float and some object will sink into the water. So we notice many examples of objects that float in water or sink. Dried leaves fallen on the surface of pond, a stone that you throw into the pond, few few drops of honey that you let fall into a glass of water. What happens to all of these? So when we add what is a property float or sink in the water? When we add some objects into the water, then some object will float and some object will sink into the water. For example, in case of oil, it will float and some object will sink into the water. So there are two types of objects. Some objects will float on the water and some objects sink into the water. So dried leaves fallen on the surface of pond, a stone when you throw into the pond, a few drops of honey that you let fall into the glass of water, what happens to these? So when we add some drops of honey into the water, then what is the observation? Bujo would like to give 5 examples each of objects that will float and that will sink into the water. So figure 4.6 shows some objects are floating into the water and some objects are sink into the water. So dried leaves, they are floating into the water, and key, these are sink into the water. And coin is also sink in the water as shown in the figure 4.6. So some objects, when we add into the water, some objects float in the water and some objects will sink into the water. So this is the property of the material. So when we add some materials into the water, then some will float and some will sink into the water. The objects which are lighter will float and the objects which are heavier will sink into the water. So this is the property of material. So dried leaves fallen on the surface of pond. When we see dried leaves on the surface of pond, and when we throw a stone into the pond, then when we throw a stone into the pond, then what will happen? Then these dried leaves sheltered and few and these will sink into the water. And so this is the property of material. The object which are heavier will the objects which are heavier will sink into the water, and the object which are lighter will float into the water. And next property is transparency. You might have played the game of hide and seek. As we see the game of hide and seek, think of some places where you would like to hide so that you are not seen by the others. Why did you choose those places? So when we play the game of hide and seek, in the game of hide and seek, we choose the place of hiding so that we cannot seen by others. Would you have tried to would you have tried to hide behind a glass window? Sometimes we hide ourselves behind a glass window. Obviously, not as your friends can see through that and spot you. So we find a place where we cannot seen by the others. Can you see through all the materials? Those substance or material through which things can be seen are called transparent. So there are 3 types of materials. First is transparent, next is translucent, and next is opaque. So what do you mean by transparent object? The material through which all things can be seen. All things can be seen are called transparent. Suppose in the glass, in the water, and the air, and in some plastic, these are all example of transparent materials. And what do you mean by the transparent material? The substance through which things can be seen, and the substance through which things can be seen are called transparent. Suppose when we see in the glass door, then the all things can be seen. So glass is a transparent material. Shopkeeper usually prefer to keep biscuits, sweets, and other eatables and transparent containers of glass or plastic so that buyer can easily see these items. So this is a question: why shopkeeper usually prefer to keep biscuits and sweets in transparent container of glass. Figure 4 shows the transparent bottles in a shop. These are all transparent bottles in the shop. And this is the figure 4.8. This is all transparent bottles, and all things are kept in these bottles. All biscuits and all sweets and other eatables are kept in the transparent container. Why we all these things kept in the transparent containers? Because when we buy things, so that the buyers can easily see these items. So question, what is the question? Why shopkeeper prefer to keep biscuits and sweets in transparent container? So we shopkeeper usually prefer to keep these biscuits and sweets in transparent container so that buyers can easily see these items. On the other hand, there are some materials through which you are not able to see. So there are another type of material in which we cannot see easily, and these type of materials are called opaque material. So what are opaque materials? The materials through which we cannot see completely are called opaque material. Suppose in a wooden in the wooden wood any part of wooden box and cardboard container, we cannot see in this item we cannot see. So these are all opaque materials. So wood, cardboard, and metals, these are all example of opaque material. So when we kept anything in the wooden box and anything we kept in the cardboard or anything you kept in the metal container, you cannot see the other items. So these are all examples of opaque material. Do we find that we can group all the materials and objects without any confusion as either opaque or transparent? So there are some materials through which we cannot see another things. So the objects which we cannot see which we cannot able to see are called opaque material. And what do we mean by transparent material? The objects through which we can see completely are called transparent materials. So there are two types of material. First is transparent and next is opaque. Objects through which we can see completely are called transparent. And what are the example of transparent? Glass. Glass is the example of transparent. And next question is, what do you mean by opaque materials? Objects through which we cannot see completely are called opaque materials. And this is a question, why shopkeeper usually prefer to keep biscuits and sweets in transparent container? Shopkeeper can keep these things in the transparent container so that buyers can easily see these items. So there are three questions. What do you mean by transparent object? And what are the example of transparent object? And next question is, what do you mean by opaque objects? And what are the examples of opaque object? And next is, why shopkeeper usually prefer to kept sweets and biscuits in transparent container? So there are three questions. First is, what do you mean by transparent material? Next is, what do you mean by opaque material? And why shopkeeper kept these type of items in the transparent containers? Next is activity 6. Take a sheet of paper and look through it towards a lighted bulb and make a note of your observation. So in the activity 6, we are taking a sheet of paper and look through it towards a lighted bulb. So when we take any sheet, just like we can take paper of our copy, and when we look this paper into the lighted bulb and make a note of your observation. Now put 2 or 3 drops of some oil and spread it on the sheet of paper and look again towards the lighted bulb through that portion of the paper on which the oil has been spread. Do you find that the bulb is more clearly visible than another? But can you see clearly through the oil paper? Is everything on the other side of it visible? Perhaps no. The material through which objects can be seen but not clearly are known as translucent objects. So when we take some paper, we can take paper of our copy, and we if we look it through the our bulb, and then we add some oil into the paper, and then we look it into the lighted bulb, then some portion can be visible and some portion cannot be visible. So these objects are called translucent objects. The materials through which objects can be seen but not clearly. So the materials in which objects can be seen but not clearly, and these are called translucent objects, materials. And what are the example of translucent materials? And oily patch paper and butter paper. These are all example of translucent material. Remember the oily patch on paper when we tested food items for presence of fat, that was translucent too. Can you think of more example of translucent material? So when in this activity, firstly we will take any paper, just like paper of our copy, and we see this paper through the lighted bulb, and then spread some oil on the paper, and then look it through the lighted bulb. And when we see these oily patch paper through the lighted bulb, then some portion can be seen and some portion cannot be seen. So these materials through which objects can be seen but not completely are called translucent objects. So what are the example of translucent object? Oily paper and butter paper. These are all example of translucent objects. We can therefore group materials as opaque, transparent, and translucent. So there are 3 types of material. First is transparent, next is translucent, and next is opaque. And what do you mean by transparent objects? Objects through which a light can be seen, objects through which light can pass easily are called transparent, and it can be seen clearly are called transparent objects. And what are opaque objects? The material through which object, all the objects cannot be seen and cannot be visible are called the materials through which objects can be seen but not completely are called translucent objects. And what are the example of transparent? Glass. And what are the example of opaque? Wood. And what are the example of translucent? Butter paper. So there are 3 types of object. First is transparent, next is translucent, and then is opaque objects. Paheli suggests covering the glass of a torch with your palm at a dark place. Switch on the torch and observe the other side of the palm. So this is a figure 4.9. Paheli suggests one thing, and he covered the glass of a torch with the palm, and these arrangement is kept in a dark place. As shown in the figure 4.9, Paheli is covering the torch with your palm, and these all are done in a dark place. And switch on the torch and observe the other side of the palm. So when we switch on the torch and when then we see the other side of the palm, and what is the observation? And she wants to know whether palm of your hand is opaque, transparent, or translucent. We learned that materials differ in their appearance, and that they mix in the water or other liquids, they may float or sink into the water. So when we when we cover these toes with our palm, and when we switch on these torch, then the light cannot pass in our palm. So this is opaque material. If the light pass, then it is translucent. If light pass does not completely pass, are called translucent objects. So next is, we learned that the materials differ in their appearance and the way they mix in the water or other liquids. So every material is different from another by the appearance, and they may float or sink or may be transparent, opaque, or translucent. So these are all properties of material. First is appearance, float or sink, transparent, translucent, or opaque, and miscible or immiscible. Materials can be grouped on the basis of similarities or difference in their properties. So when we group materials on which basis it is grouped, it is basis on the basis of similarity of difference in their properties. So this is a question: on what basis material can be grouped? On what basis materials can be grouped? First is on the basis of similarities or difference and their properties. And next is, why do we need to group material? Because we group materials to our work easier. So this there are two questions. First is, why do we need to group materials? We need we need to group materials for our for the work easier or for our convenience. And materials can, on what basis it is grouped? On the basis of similarities and difference and their properties. At home, we usually store things in such a manner that similar objects are placed together. Such an arrangement helps us to locate them easily. Similarly, a grocer usually kept all types of biscuits at one corner of the shop, all the soaps at another, while grains and pulses are stored at some another place. So when we store at home, we usually store things in such a manner that similar objects are placed together. When we work in the kitchen, then we all items kept in a such a way that it can be easily available to us. For example, in the case of dal, we kept all dal in same place, and we kept all spices in one place so that we can locate them easily. So why we group materials? We group materials for our convenience. Similarly, a grocer usually kept all types of biscuits at one corner of his shop, all soaps at another, while grains are stored in some another place. When we see the in the shop of grocer, all soaps are kept in one place, and all biscuits are kept in another place, and all pulses and grains are stored in another place. Why it is stored in another places? So that we these can be easily available for us. And this is the another reason why we find such grouping useful. And dividing materials in group make it convenient to study their properties and also observe any pattern in these properties. So this is the reason why we group materials. Why we group materials? We group materials to work to make work our easier, and so that we can easily find it. We will study more about this in the higher classes. And why we divide it into the groups and why and what is the properties of material. We will study these type of properties of the material in the higher classes. So this is the properties of material. First is First property is object may float or sink in the water. So there are two types of objects. Some objects will float in the water and some object will will sink into the water. The objects which are lighter will float into the water, and the object which are heavier uh, will sink into the water. The object which are lighter will float into the water, and the objects which are heavier will sink into the water. Next property is transparency. So there are three types of objects. First is transparent, next is translucent, and next is opaque object. So what do you mean by transparent objects? The objects through which we can see completely are called transparent objects, and the objects through which we cannot see completely are called opaque objects, and the objects through which we can see partially are called translucent object. So this is the first. In the first case, no objects can be seen, so this is opaque object. And in the second case, some portion is seen, and this is translucent object. And in the third case, all things can be seen, so this is a transparent objects. So there are three types of object: transparent and translucent and opaque object. And what are the example of transparent? What is the example of translucent and what is the example of opaque? Example of transparent are glass, and example of opaque are wood, and example of translucent are butter paper or oily paper. And next question is, why shopkeeper usually prefer to keep biscuits in container of glass such that their buyers can easily these items. Next is on why the what are the opaque material and what are the example of opaque material. And next is activity 6. In the activity 6, we take a paper and we look through it into the lighted candle, and then we spread some oil into the paper, then we see, then some portion can be seen, and these type of materials are called translucent objects. And in the next case, we see that when we take a torch and put our palm onto the torch, and then we light a torch, and if we then we see that light is transparent or opaque or translucent. And next is why we group materials in the daily life. For our convenience, we group all the materials. Next is, what is the example of this in the daily life? For example, when we take the items from the grocer shop, then all the materials just like pulses are kept in another place, and biscuits are kept in another place, so that so that the shopkeeper can find easily. And in the case of kitchen, our kitchen, we kept all the items in different ways. Suppose we kept dal in in the one place, and we kept all spices in one place so that we can find easily. So this is the reason why we group things. And this is in the and the what and these are the all properties of materials. So the properties of material we will study in the higher classes. So this they are basic properties. First is appearance. Next is in the appearance, lusters or non-lusters. And next is soft or hard. And then is soluble or insoluble. And then is object may float or sink into the water. And next is transparency. These are all properties of material. So these are all properties of material. So any query regarding this chapter? Any query regarding this chapter?